The city was never meant to survive the night. As the painted sunset burned across the sky, deep purples melting into fiery oranges, the miniature downtown stood frozen in time. Model skyscrapers leaned at unnatural angles. Streets were littered with overturned cars no larger than toys, and thin columns of smoke rose from carefully placed fire pits. Everything about the city felt artificial, yet alive. Then the ground trembled. At first, it was subtle. Street lamps shook, rubble shifted, dust fell from cracked building facades. A low, thunderous rhythm echoed through the streets, growing louder with every second footsteps. From beyond the ruined skyline, a towering purple figure emerged. Each step shook the set violently, sending debris tumbling. The monster's rubber suit creased and stretched as it moved, its massive chest rising and falling with deep, animalistic breaths. Studio lights glinted off its matte-textured skin, revealing visible seams and wrinkles, proof of its physical existence. This was Godzilla, an ancient kaiju long thought to be dormant beneath the earth. Godzilla was destruction given form. Its glowing crimson eyes burned with rage, its jagged horns catching the light as it entered the heart of the city. When it stopped, the entire downtown lay beneath its shadow. Godzilla threw back its head and roared. The sound tore through the air like a siren of doom, raw, distorted, and powerful. Windows shattered. Fires flared higher. The city answered with silence. But Godzilla was not alone. From the opposite end of the miniature skyline, another shape stirred within the smoke. A darker silhouette rose slowly, its massive form outlined by flickering flames and collapsing buildings. This was Raiju, where Godzilla was chaos, Ryu was resolved. Its charcoal black hide looked carved from stone, its dorsal spikes sharp and battered. Unlike Godzilla's reckless fury, Raiju moved with purpose. Each step was deliberate, heavy, and controlled. Raiju had once protected this city, long ago when humanity unknowingly built atop ancient kaiju territory. Raiju rose not as a destroyer, but as a guardian. It fought invaders, rival beasts, and even the arrogance of mankind itself. Over time, legends faded, and Raiju disappeared into myth, until now. The two giants faced each other amid the ruins. The camera angle dropped low, tilted slightly Dutch angle, making the monsters feel impossibly large. Painted clouds stretched across the sky behind them, exaggerated and dramatic. Studio spotlights cut through smoke, casting harsh highlights and deep shadows across their rubber suits. For a moment, time stood still. Then Godzilla attacked. With a thunderous roar, Godzilla lunged forward, its massive fist tearing through the air. Ryu barely had time to react, raising its arm just as the blow landed. Boom! The impact sent shockwaves through the city set. Miniature buildings collapsed in sequence. Fireballs erupted from the streets. Dust and smoke engulfed both monsters as they struggled against each other. Godzilla pressed forward, overpowering and relentless. Ryu slid backward, carving trenches into the street beneath its feet. The sound of tearing metal and crumbling concrete filled the air. Ryu roared back, summoning its strength. Ryu twisted, breaking Gorozan's grip and slamming its shoulder into the purple beast's chest. Gorozan stumbled, crashing into a half-destroyed tower that shattered on impact. The crowd imaginary unseen would have gasped. Gorozan rose instantly, rage intensifying. It charged again, swinging wildly. Ryu blocked, countered, and grabbed Gorozan by the horns. The two giants locked together, muscles straining, suits creaking under pressure. They crashed through streets, toppled buildings, and sent fire and smoke skyward. Every movement felt heavy, physical, real, no digital perfection, only handcrafted destruction. As the battle raged, the city suffered. Entire blocks vanished beneath falling debris. Streets cracked open. Fires spread uncontrollably. This was no longer just a fight between monsters, it was a struggle for what remained of Kaiju City. Gorozan gained the upper hand. With a brutal strike, it knocked Ryu to the ground. Ryu crashed through several buildings before stopping, buried beneath rubble. Gorozan stood tall, chest heaving, arms raised in triumph. It roared again louder than before. But Ryu was not finished. From beneath the debris, Ryu's eyes ignited with determination. Slowly, it pushed itself up, rubble falling from its shoulders. The city lights flickered behind it as Ryu stood once more. This was its home. With renewed force, Ryu charged. The two monsters collided in the center of the city for the final time. Punches landed, bodies slammed together. The ground shook violently, as if the entire set might collapse. Ryu grabbed Gorozan, lifting it with a primal roar, and hurled it into a towering structure at the edge of downtown. The building collapsed in a spectacular explosion of sparks and smoke. Gorozan staggered, weakened but furious. It tried to rise, but Ryu was already there. With one final, decisive blow, Ryu struck Gorozan squarely in the chest. Silence followed. Gorozan collapsed, its glowing eyes fading as smoke drifted into the painted sky. Fires burned quietly now, crackling in the ruins.